Okay, in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw the navigational triangles for mid-latitude for various examples that you were given in your handout. So this is the mid-latitude handout, page 1, problem 1. I did a whole video on that. I'm just going to draw out the triangles, okay? So now I'll skip to problem 2. So this, again, is determine course and distance to sail given the departure and arrival points, okay? So this is L1, this is L1, this is longitude 1, this is L2, longitude 2. We could also call that point 1, departure point, and point 2, arrival point. Anyway, so you're always going to be given the point that you leave from. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make this point the spot that I'm leaving from. So here's my latitude, okay? And that would be, so there's the latitude of my departure, and this is the longitude of my departure. So that is point 1 right there. And if I want to, now you're probably not going to do this, but if I want to, I can label this, okay? So this is, 2855 north, and over here, this is 8910 west. Now, I'm going from 2855 to 2425. So I'm north, but I'm less north. So that means I'm going to go south, okay? So I can just, draw a little bit south here. And, this is L2, okay? This is L1. This is L2. And, okay, great. So I went south. And now I went from 8910, that was 8910 west, to 83 west. So 8910, 83, that's a little bit more east. So that means I'm going to go south, and I'm going to go, okay, so this is my navigational triangle now. So this is longitude 2, okay? So here's C, there's little l, there's P and D low, okay? Excuse me, that's not little l, that's D, okay? Little l is the north-south component. That's D, that's little l, okay? So, and now I can do my whole, CN, it's going to equal north, south, C, east, west. So I went south and I went east. So CN is going to be south, C, east, and that's the conversion for that. Now, another way just a couple other ways I could have drawn that, okay? I could have just gone like, I'm starting here, I'm going south, right? I went south, and then I went 8, 9, 10, and I went east. Okay, and then boom, there's my navigational triangle. There's C, there's L, there's P and D low, okay, and there's D, okay? So that triangle and that triangle are the same triangle. Another way I could have drawn that is I could have gone like this, okay, and these would be like, sort of quadrants on the Earth, and I'm starting somewhere up in the north and somewhere over in the west, and I'm going down and I'm going over, and that's my triangle, okay? So 3 different representations for that. So anyway, that's for problem 2. Okay. Let's do one more of these, and then we'll go over to the next type of problem. So here you go. You ready? So let's see. So 14. So this point here is going to represent where I leave from, and there we go, like that. And I'm going to proceed to 10 north. So I'm going from 14 north to 10 north, so I'm going to go further south, okay, that's L2, L1, and I'm going from 61 west to 53 west, so if this is 61, this is going to be longitude 1, longitude 2, so I'm going like this, so there's my triangle right there, okay? Anyway, another way I could have done that is I could have said, well, I'm up in the north, so anyway, I'm starting here and I'm going south, so I go south, and 61 west to 53 west, so that's actually, I'm going east, so there's my triangle there. There's C, there's L, there's D, there's P and D low, okay? P and D low. Now, the advantage of this is it's going to, anyway, that's another way of doing it. And, of course, I could have also done this, where I say, oh, yeah, I'm up in the northern hemisphere, and I'm in the western side of that, so I'm here, and I'm going to go south, and there's my triangle there. So there you go. Several different ways of drawing that. There you go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the other kinds of problems. Okay, so I'm going to go, I solved problem 5 in another video. But if we go here, here's problem 6. Okay, so this is where we go. We're starting from 40, 36, 50, 20. Latitude 1, and this is longitude 1. Great, this is one way I could do it. And I'm going to go a course of 260. So 260 is, you know, if this is 270, then, you know, 260 will be something like this, okay? But when I draw that, there's that. But when I draw that, I'm always going to do my north-south leg first, because I don't have a triangle. That's right. I'm going to make my triangle now. I do it off the north-south leg, and then I do the east-west leg. So since 260 was in that direction, I went south. I went the L is there, and this is P and D low. This is D. That's C right there. So here's the interesting thing, right? This is 260. But, okay, that's CN. But this internal angle C is not 260. It's going to be less than that, okay? So here we go. CN is, and I do my north-south first. North-south, C, east-west. So I went south, and I went west. So CN is south, C. I'm just too strong for this pencil. South, C, west. So do here is I'm going to be, I'm going to be using the C over here. And technically, I don't want to stick 260 in there. I want to stick this internal angle in there. So I want to convert CN to C. Now, you definitely need to do this for great circle sailing. But anyway, so how do I take 260 and make it into that internal angle? Well, this south refers to 180, okay? And so the math for this is going to be C equals 260 minus 180. See, the 180 came from the south, and the minus came from the west. Okay, it's telling me what kind of math I should do. So this should be 0. What is that? That's 60 and 20. That's 80. So I think that's 80, right? So that right there is, so CN equals 260 and C equals 80. So when I go sticking, I'm going to be doing L equals D cosine C and P equals D sine C. Technically, I should not stick 260 in there. I should stick 080 in there. If you stick 260 in there, though, here, I'll just show you something interesting, okay? If you're still with me, you probably have already, freaking gone on to the next video, or, said, I'm never listening to this guy again. But let's check this out. Cosine 260. Okay, actually, let's do cosine 80. Cosine 80, okay? Cosine 80 is 0.17. Cosine 260 is negative 0.17, okay? So look, if you stick in the 260, you may get you'll get a negative number. And what you can do is you can just ignore that. But the reason you got that negative number is because you didn't stick in C, you stuck in CN, okay? So that's not going to be a problem with the Rhumb Line Sailings. If you do Rhumb Line Sailings, you stick in CN, it's not going to be the end of the world if you forget. But if that was a great circle sailing, and we now did and then we had multiple trig functions that were multiplying or dividing relative to each other, that would be the end of you. Okay, so that was that. Let's see. Let's do. We got problems 7 and 8. Let's see. Let's just do this one here. Let's see how this comes out. So I'm leaving from 33 north by 3 east. So I'm going to go like this. So there is my L1, and there is my longitude 1. And I'm going 336. I'm going 320 miles on 017. So 017 is something like this, okay? And that's in the northeast quadrant, so C equals CN. So there's that. So there we go. So I'm going north and east. So CN is north-south, C, east-west. It's going to be north and east. Oh, is that right? Yeah, because I went north and east. So CN equals north, C, east, okay? And that'll be the conversion for that. And what are we trying to find? We're trying to find L2 longitude 2. Okay? And so, if you draw this little picture there, it's going to help you. Well, what's L2 is going to equal L1 plus L. That's going to be L2. Okay? And what is what is longitude 2 going to be? Well, that's going to be longitude 1 plus D low, and that's going to be longitude 2. Okay, so I can figure that out just by having this nice little diagram. Okay, and okay, have fun with that.